welcome to another episode of How Basketball Saved My Life. I'm your host, Twan the Don.
Your boy, the Easy Button.
And I got my boy Frank Shannon in the building,
in
man.
the building.
How you doing,
appreciate
Brody,
you
man?
coming
I
through,
definitely
man.
appreciate you coming through.
Appreciate
it's my
it,
dog
appreciate
right
it.
here, boy. We work together, so we do a lot of talking, man. So I just got one major question, bro. You a Dallas, Texas kid, right?
Yes, sir.
So how does a Dallas, Texas kid end up at OU with the big college of the Texas Longhorns right around the corner, man? Explain that to me, G.
All right, look. All right, so hey, I ain't gonna lie. I grew up a UT fan, big time UT fan, man. Just growing up, like one of my favorite games. I know you from Cali, was when Texas went down there and spanked them boys, man.
Ooh.
Reggie Bush.
Yeah,
I was about to say that must have been young. Yeah, okay.
He had that plan. He had that plan.
It's all right. It's
Hey,
all
went
right,
down there and
man.
spanked them boys. But nah, yeah, I grew up a big time Texas fan. Like I always wanted to go to UT, and when I got in high school, just the way stuff went, as far as like me playing safety, and then me being a big safety, and then sometimes playing linebacker and everything. When they came down to recruiting wise, UT didn't know whether or not if they wanted me to play linebacker or safety. So they was bringing me in, and they was like questioning whether or not they was gonna recruit me and say, we don't know if we want to recruit you with the first group, because it come in waves when it come down to it.
Okay.
It's like waves of it. So it's like when you come in with that first group, that's like a guaranteed scholarship.
Okay.
And they didn't know.
He educating us right now.
Very
I ain't
much
know
so.
Nothing about that.
Go ahead.
So it come in waves. So like it's the first group is like the guaranteed scholarship. They didn't know whether or not if they wanted me to be in the second group or the first group, just based off of they didn't know where they wanted to put me at in the position wise.
Okay.
So, make a long story short, I go talk to my head coach at Skyline. Coach Sample is one of the best coaches out there.
Shout out Coach Samp.
Shout out to Coach Samp. But he put me on game. He told me pretty much like, man, look, OU, they looking to recruit you in that first group and everything. And then
It's all about the group.
yeah, it's all about the group, man. So I took his advice. I went on my official visit to OU, and they offered me. Now, that's just the offer, but how I made my decision was based off of the fact, like, my childhood friends, Joe Powell and Corey Nelson.
Teammates.
My teammates and stuff that I grew up with, they was already here. 'Cause, they're a year before me.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
That made it love,
No,
dude.
it made it love, yeah, because I had people up here that I knew.
Yeah.
I'm from Dallas, man.
You're not
That's-
Dolo.
Yeah, I'm not Dolo. I'm from Dallas, man. That's a big city. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know nothing outside of Dallas before I started playing football and get my name out there on a big stage. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know nothing outside of Dallas. So, like, just seeing them already up here, establishing themselves up here, making a name for themselves, getting themselves implemented in the program.
Trying to get you set, show you the way.
So
Makes
did
sense.
Texas not offer?
They ended up offering, but I didn't look that way.
Copy.
Yeah.
So, hey, kids, pay attention. Go where they want you.
Go
Yeah.
where you're wanted.
It's where you want it, man. Like, well, I have a childhood friend. Her mom used to always tell me, like, it's not whether or not if they need you, it's if they want you.
There it is.
Yeah, so if you're not wanted, don't worry. Like, you
For
pretty
real.
much wasting your time.
I've said this in a previous episode. You know, I ended up in some relationships with some fifis that, you know, it's because they like me. I'm gonna like who like me. And so, yeah, bro, it just
Long
turned out.
laster.
It just turned out whoever liked you, it was a good one. And so that's what's up, man.
So you said you went to Skyline, man. Tell me about your time at Skyline. What made you figure out? Because like you played safety in high school, but you ended up playing linebacker at OU. So like, did you want to play safety going into OU, or you didn't mind where they put you?
No, I wanted to play safety. Like, that was my whole dream goal.
Oh,
My
right.
whole dream goal.
Who
was
your
to play
favorite safety?
What's his name? Brian Dawkins, man. Number 20. Shout out to
He
the
rock
Eagles.
20. Look. So man, tell me about like your transition through high school first, because you played safety. So tell me how you feel you fell in love with playing safety and winning all these accolades. How'd that go down?
And then how they got snatched from you. I gotta hear that.
I got you. So I'm gonna take it back for y'all.
Go ahead. Yeah,
Run,
do your thing, bro.
I'll take it back. So growing up as a kid in Dallas, man, I grew up in South Dallas. That's like one of the roughest neighborhoods in Dallas,
Right.
in Texas.
Period.
In my eyes, but I know it's
from
period.
Texas.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take your word.
I'm taking your word.
I ain't going there.
It wasn't a rough neighborhood.
I ain't dropping through there at night.
So I had to like find my own lane as far as like not following my friends that's doing bad stuff, and then finding a good group of friends where they was doing positive stuff and keeping their heads out of the keeping their heads up and everything. So I mean, growing up, my mom, my dad, and they stayed on me. Like they always knew I wanted to play football and stuff like that.
Salute moms.
And I played all sports. I played baseball, basketball, track, and football. Those are my 4 sports.
You got it in.
Yeah. So
how young? Okay, since we going back, when was your first year of football?
when I was 7 years old, I went straight to tackle.
Oh, snap.
Mighty Mites.
I was on Mighty Mites.
Yeah, Mighty Mites.
I was on Mighty Mites.
So then football was your first love. It had to be.
Well, nah. I mean, honestly, because I know y'all some hoopers, bro. Like, and I know he be giving me crap all the time. But nah, real talk. My first love was basketball.
Oh, let's get it.
I wanted
That's
to go to the
easy.
NBA.
HBSML.
But it makes sense because I mean, growing up, it's easier to go play basketball when you're young than to go play tackle football with pass. So I mean, it makes sense how everyone liked to play basketball first, whether it wasn't your ending first love. It makes sense because it was just so much easier to play. So go ahead, man, it makes sense.
But, so my first love was basketball, but all right, so I started off playing football for this team called St. Philip Saints.
Okay.
We got blasted my first year, man. We was blasted. We got blasted all the time. And just so happened, one of the teams that beat us was this team called the Cedar Crest Comets. And my dad's friend was one of the coaches for the Cedar Crest Comets. So he saw me out there getting blasted with the Saints. So then one day, you know how it used to be back in the day, you pull up, your mama and them and all their friends, they having their little functions at the crib and stuff like that. Everybody's out there, you know, having a good time.
Hanging out.
You got the kids running around outside and everything. We out there playing football, and I'm killing the little kids in front of the house. And
he was getting recruited early.
I was killing the little kids in front of the house. And I ain't never get to do nothing with Coach Dan. He went up to my mom and was like, "Hey, don't your son play for the Saints?" I remember him from that game.
Because they
like,
trash.
Yeah. He was like, they suck. Like, I remember him from the game, but he kind of good. Like, you should bring him over to our little league place.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Recruiting at its finest.
Recruiting at an early age, bro. I was little, like.
Bruh, you ain't even know what was going on.
I didn't know what was going on. You get what I'm saying? So he asked my mom to bring me over to the Cedar Crest Comets. So then I go to the Comets. And then from there, I mean, I fit right in with them guys. They was all athletes. You get what I'm saying? It was like
no letdown.
No letdown. It was just straight competitiveness.
Let's go.
And like that's what I preach to a lot of kids nowadays. Like, man, the best bet for you is to get around competition.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's gonna boost your skills.
Even if you're not there yet.
Yeah, even if
you're gonna raise your game, or you're gonna be like, this ain't for me.
Yeah. So when I got there, the Comets was on a whole different level. We all in Pop Warner, Mighty Mites won. This team right here, they going to national championships.
Let's go.
They doing all type of stuff, state championship, regional championships, everything like that. So when I got there, we started playing. I making a name for myself on the team. I ended up starting, and then from there I went on to middle school and high school. And by the time I got in high school, I was already known in the city for playing ball. You get what I'm saying?
Right. That's why it's important to start early.
Yeah,
Exactly.
definitely.
So how I ended up going to Skyline was
Was that your original home school?
No, that wasn't my home school. It was in between 2 different schools.
Recruiting at its finest.
Nah, Skyline.
Carry on, sir.
Skyline wasn't my original home school though. What it was, I stayed on the. I originally stayed in South Dallas. Then my dad moved to Oak Cliff, so then I ended up moving to Oak Cliff. And the part of Oak Cliff I lived in, it was pretty much I was still living in South Dallas. You get what I'm saying? So the home school over there was Roosevelt, and coming out of my middle school that I went to, that's the feeder school.
Copy.
But with my grades and everything, as far as like me being I was a straight A student, bro, all the way, you know, through school growing up. I made good grades, like
academically, they didn't fit you.
Yeah, so they didn't fit me at all. So I ended up applying for Skyline. That's how I got there. It wasn't necessarily recruiting.
Okay. That's why who told you to do that?
That's why we let you talk.
Yeah.
Right. Who told you to do that?
It wasn't necessarily recruiting, but my mom convinced me to do it because she was like, "Hey, you're too smart. You need to be in one of these magnet programs."
Good job, moms. Good job,
right,
Mom.
man. Shout out to my mom. Happy Easter. But so my mom, she pretty much convinced me to do it. She was always telling me like, "Hey, you're too smart to be settling for less. You need to apply for one of these magnet schools and get in." Just so happened, Skyline had just acquired Coach Samples. He started coaching there, probably a year before or 2 years before. Okay. And that's one of the best coaches in the city of Dallas. You get what I'm saying? Plus the coaching staff, like Coach Johnson, Coach Todd, Coach McGee.
I feel like I heard Samples before.
Yeah, he one of the top coaches in Texas, man, like big time.
Does he have a management organization?
I'm not sure. I know his son is coaching now wide receivers at SMU though, but
so it's in the blood.
It's in the blood, man. Like, Coach Samples was one of the top dogs. Oh yeah, he coached Chris Bosh and all them cats when they was
okay.
Byron Eaton. You know Byron Eaton?
Mike Neal was just on here. He was talking about losing to Chris Bosh and Byron Eaton.
That's dope.
Those are two big time basketball players out of Dallas, man. Like, Coach Samples was one of their coaches. He was like the head athletic director.
That's dope. We just put that together. That's tight.
So I ended up applying for the architecture program at Skyline, and it was a strenuous process because you had to go in and do interviews. Like, whoever thought you had to do an interview to go to a high school? Yeah,
that's tough.
Yeah, we had to do interviews.
That's lit.
You had to dress up, shirt and tie.
But that's when you know you get into another level.
Yeah, man. That school really was like a whole different level compared to any other high school in the city.
Right.
As far as like professionalism and stuff like that. We had to do an art piece, all that stuff like that. So the day that I was walking through to go see which program I was going to, orientation, the coaches was all in like the, what is it called, like the lunch area type
cafeteria.
Yeah, it was in like the little cafeteria area, and they saw me walking by, and one of the coaches coached my cousin when he was in high school. He was his star quarterback. Yeah, so my big cousin, bro. This sound up. My big cousin, he was like one of the top quarterbacks in the state of Texas. Him, I think it was Matthew Stafford, because he's from Dallas too. I think.
Okay.
He went to Highland Park or something like that.
Right.
One of those schools.
He's speaking some ballers to y'all, man. Y'all pay attention.
Right. So my cousin was the top quarterback, one of the top quarterbacks in the state of Texas, and just so happened his head coach was under Coach Samples at the time. So when he saw me walking by, he was like, "Hey, aren't you Jamel Shannon, little cousin? You should try to come here and play football for us. I've been watching you play ball since you was at the Cummins." I never knew this cat. He been watching me since I played ball at the Cummins.
Pop Warner.
And he watched me play in middle school and everything. So I was like telling my mom about it. So then she started chopping it up with the coaches. So once I finally got accepted in the Skyline, we had summer workouts for football. It wasn't mandatory, but they advised all freshmen that was gonna come play football during the summertime.
How big were you then by the time you were a freshman?
I probably like 175.
It's funny because we was just looking at our old pictures from high school.
Exactly, right. We was
looking at we was small.
Hey man, we was skinny, bro, like little bitty.
Yeah,
bro. I was like,
we couldn't believe that's where we came from.
Right.
That's
I was
funny,
probably like,
literally.
I ain't gonna lie, I've probably been this height since I got in high school.
Height wise, yeah.
Yeah.
But
and
being
you like 6'4", 6'5"?
No, I'm like 6'1", 6'2", yeah. But
you the tall one, bro. Come
Hey, sitting next to us, he looked kind of tall.
That's that hub.
Right. But no, I was a little bitty, man, and it was crazy because when I first got to high school, I couldn't even lift the bar.
Oh man,
I never had lifted weights.
KD in this
thing.
thing.
I was KD all day, man. I hadn't even lifted weights ever. So, like I said, they asked us to come and do summer workouts. So then, bam, I show up for summer workouts. We doing split squats with the bar on our back. I go down to my split squat. come back up, and I just kept going back.
Head first.
Click it. I would have been weak.
But nah, yeah. So that's how I ended up at Skyline though. But once I got to Skyline, like you asked me though, did I want to play safety? When I got to college, and did I like playing safety? Did I play linebacker? But when I got to Skyline, I had to make a name for myself, dude, because that school was the players that we had at the time, like Troy Stoudemire, he played in the NFL. Spencer Reeves, these are seniors my freshman year, 2008.
I heard of Reeves.
Yeah, Spencer Reeves, Keenan Cooper, those cats, man, they looked at like we looked it up to those guys when we got there. We freshmen.
Big shoes to fill.
You know what I'm saying? Big shoes to fill. So then my freshman year, you know, the thing was try to get on varsity. They made us play our freshman ball until the end of the year, and then they moved us up, you know, just for extra bodies on the playoffs and stuff like that. So we ended up getting moved up in the playoffs, playing against people like Marquise Goodwin.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Big
grown men.
Grown man. He fast, bro. That's Olympics.
Olympic speed. Straight up.
Hey, yeah. So we played against people like Marquise Goodwin, the cat from the Patriots, the running back. What's his name, man?
I'm not gonna know.
I can't think of his name right now, but he was one of the top players in the state of Texas, man. But he killed us, like he smashed us. So transitioning to my sophomore year, it was just like, okay, this is the type of competition we got to go up against.
Right,
so
every
day we got to put in work. Me and my friends, we all came together. And we just put in work every day. Yes.
That turns me up.
Hard work.
What?
Hard work.
Hard work over talent.
Yeah, but he had the talent though
Hard
first.
Over talent.
He had the talent first. Argument we had on another segment.
Oh yeah.
Bro, so look, I went from like 175 to like 195. All muscle though.
That's big. Like, that's a big 20.
My whole body just ripped up, bro. Like stretch marks everywhere. Like I was just jacked up.
Yeah.
And shoot, by the time
I got playing safety.
No, I was playing safety then.
Okay, so freshman year you played.
My freshman year I played tight end.
Everything.
I played everything, bro. I played
freshman year, you always
I was all over. You got to see where you fit in.
Tight end, wide receiver, linebacker.
Safety.
No, this is before they started putting me in safety because I was bigger than everybody, though. You get what I'm saying? I was taller than everybody, so they had me in like the big people position.
Right.
So
yeah.
I was used to playing linebacker. You get what I'm saying? I wanted to play linebacker. But by the time I got to my sophomore, junior year, making that transition, they came to me and asked me, hey, can you play safety? And I was thinking at first, like, oh, man, I don't know. Like, I don't think I could do it. But then they put me back there. My DB coach, Coach McGee, he was very fundamental, footwork, everything, hips, everything like that, man. Like,
better turn them hips.
Yes, like get your hips up. Do some hip work, get your feet work, running wise. Then that's when he convinced me to start running track again, and that helped out a lot. You know, being running track, then playing baseball too.
We trying to tell these basketball players
gotta
to
play
run
more
track,
sports.
man.
Yeah. So like
every sport gonna help you.
If you ain't booming on cats, go get out there and get some plyometrics in your life. But anyways,
that's why we want y'all. We getting every sport on here, man. Letting y'all know that it broaden your horizon. Every sport helps you.
We got a track star
everything
coming, don't we?
Yeah, we got a track star coming too. It helps you. Every sport helps you. Yeah. Go ahead, my man. Go ahead, my G.
So with me running track and everything like that, my speed got up there. Because my freshman year, I was slow.
Yeah.
I ran like a 5'1".
You're supposed to be a DN.
Caravaggio. Trash. But I was athletic, though. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, I ain't never just focused
I ain't never even heard people say 5'1".
Yeah, I never had just focused on anything outside of, as far as, like, perfecting my craft. I just based everything off of pure talent. You know what I'm saying?
You hear me, though?
And it didn't work for him. You hear me, though?
It got him somewhere.
Yeah.
To freshman?
Man, Frank, we're going to argue about this all day.
Here, boy.
So, like, it was just straight pure talent, even though I didn't have the speed. But when I got on the field, I was able to read keys. I knew what I was doing just because I've been playing ball since I was 7 years old. You get what I'm saying? So, everything just came a little bit more quicker to me than it did most of the people.
You can adapt and pick up.
Exactly. So, I was always in the right place at the right time, even though I didn't have the speed. But once I started working out, running track, like, taking care of my body, you know what I'm saying? I was able to my speed went from 5'1" to running 4'4".
That's big jump.
Big jump.
Big jump.
You get what I'm saying? I'm tall. I got long legs. You know what I'm saying?
4'4", you in the fast category now.
That's like a leap.
Yeah, I was moving. So then,
it's a leap of faith right there, boy.
I want to say for me, it was like once I had hit that point coming into my sophomore year. That was like one of my biggest years ever. I swear to God.
So you knew football was it?
Yeah. I was
Did you play basketball at that time or no?
No, they wanted me to. I was on the basketball team. Well, I was finna get on the basketball team my freshman year, but he wanted me to play in the paint. I feel like I'm a guard.
And you was.
I be trying to tell him that all the time.
And you was 6'2", wasn't you?
Hey, yes, man, but I'm a guard. Like, and if you look at other high schools, like they big man was 6 foot.
Yeah, big.
6'5".
In Texas too, you gonna have big men.
I'm not. And the thing was, I could out jump everybody. So they felt like if they put me in the paint with me being bigger than most of the other basketball players, I'm coming from the football field, that they was just gonna stay in the paint.
They just wanted you to go out there and bully cats.
They wanted to bully people.
You had no skills.
Yeah, but we doing open gym. The football players going to open gym hooping with the basketball players. We killing them every day.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Just straight off of athleticism. You get what I'm saying?
Physicality.
Yeah, we physical out there, body crossing them up and stuff. But so once my sophomore year came around, that's when everything started really rolling into place. Because I made that transition to safety.
When did you get your first letter?
I got my first scholarship in the 10th grade to the University of Kansas. I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to go to Kansas. I was happy.
It was
I was
the
happy
first
with the
one.
first one.
Right.
That first one's like your first love.
I wanted it to be Texas, but it wasn't Texas though. It was Kansas, but that's still big. That's a D1 school.
Right. Same conference,
you know same conference, Big 12. And at the time, Kansas had just won. I want to say it was the Orange Bowl because that's when they had Briscoe and all those cats. Tate. They had went like 11-1 that year or something.
Okay.
I think they almost beat OU that year. They had a good season that year.
I ain't never heard Kansas had a good football
season. I'm telling you, Kansas was raw that year. Like for some reason, like they was cold, man. They went to the Orange Bowl. I know for a fact they went to the Orange Bowl because they had Desmond Briscoe, and he from Dallas.
So sophomore year, you got your first one.
Yeah. So once I
got that make you start really getting after it?
That made me start really going hard. So once I got that first scholarship, I was like, oh yeah, I'm the shit. I was like, man, I really got to do what I need to do now to, get more. So then we went to going into my junior year. I still only had one scholarship, and that was to Kansas.
So by sophomore year, were you on varsity?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was solidified on varsity. They weren't just pulling me up.
Right. You was on there.
I was on there.
Okay.
So
playing, starting.
Yeah, I was playing. Starting.
Let's get it.
So then, by my junior year was when we went down to Nike for a 707 tournament, and they got this thing called it's Nike 707. I think they call it the opening now, where they do individual players. Okay. But back then, at that time,
take the whole team.
They took individual ranked teams in the country as far as like dope. The top teams in the country. They brought them to the Nike headquarters and had us play 707.
That's fire.
Yeah. So man,
your team versus somebody else's team.
My team versus somebody else's team. Fire. So pretty much. That really put my name on the platform, just even being a part of it, even though we got blasted.
Right. But it's on the resume.
It's on the resume.
It's Nike, so Nike holds a big resume. Yeah, okay.
It's on the resume. We were playing against people like Robert. We played against Sierra from California.
Yeah.
Robert Woods, Marquise Lee, George Foreman. Those three top dudes on that team. We played against this team called Pahokee from Florida. You had people like
that's his area.
The Joshua Johnson.
I feel like he's saying that wrong because I think I know the name.
Pahokee. It's Pahokee.
You sure?
Yeah, Pahokee High School. That's the guys that was chasing the rabbits on ESPN. That high school. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Like they said that they got their speed from chasing rabbits.
Boy, stop.
You know what they said? They did a whole ESPN special on them cats. And then we played against Miami Northwestern. They had Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback. Ooh. And I can't think of the other quarterback. Yes, man. Like that tournament was so elite, man. It was the top of the top at the time, and you just imagine like that's like back in 2010.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Look at where the guys I named, like look where they at now. Like I'm on the platform with these.
They
guys.
eating.
Yeah, eating.
Or ate.
Yeah, so and then we was dealing with people like Michael Crabtree, Kirk Herbstreit, what's his name? Johnson, the one that played wide receiver for the Texans. What was his name?
Andre?
Andre Johnson. He was there. Deion Sanders was out there messing around with us a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember you showing me the little clips and stuff.
That's
for that.
a whole nother world.
No, yeah, man. It was big time, man. Like, that was a big time platform.
So after that, did your scholarship box get bigger?
Oh, yeah, it got way bigger. By the time we got back to Texas from Oregon, my scholarship.
Oh,
my
I was at the real Nike headquarters.
We was at Nike.
Okay.
That was a big time experience, man. So, but by the time I got back to Dallas, man, after just performing and being out there playing and stuff, man, my rank in the country as a safety went skyrocketed. Like,
you was unranked probably before that.
I was ranked, but I wasn't up there in the top 10. You know what I'm saying?
So you went to top 10.
Yeah.
Dopeness.
Yeah. So
Dopeness.
I was up there high, man. So when I got back home, my locker was full with letters. I'm getting letters from Alabama, LSU, Stanford. I really like Stanford too. Like Stanford was a nice one. I liked that school a lot.
You like Skyline, you probably don't like Stanford.
Exactly, man. I liked that school, man. So LSU was one of my tops, man. I liked that school a lot. All the Big 12 schools was knocking at the door by that time. So then going,
once one offer,
yeah,
and you a big recruit,
yeah. Everybody started coming in. So
Texas finally came in.
Texas, no.
No wonder they.
Because that's what I'm waiting on. You know, first
came
love
in, bro.
Until
like, my
late.
first love never showed up, bro. Like,
oh yeah, I'd be sold.
And it hurt low key because I'm like, damn, I got all these guys.
But they too good for you.
Yes, bro. Like they never had rolled in.
So
yet.
with going through all this, seeing all these letters, did that bother you at all? Honestly, man, because I go like may not. You getting love.
You might have so many that it's in the back of your brain.
It was at the back of my brain, but I still wanted it to come. Though,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I still was like telling people like, when Texas come, I'm committed.
Okay,
all the time, I'm committed.
Straight up.
But so then, bam, we go through my junior year. We was ranked in the country, one of the top teams and everything like that. We done competed in this big time tournament, everything. We didn't end up going to state that year, but we made a run. We made a good run. So then now it's my senior year. Going into my senior year, I do this 707 tournament at Disney World. It was a champion Gridiron King 707 tournament.
Disney get it in.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, man. So we was down there playing 707. We playing against. So we had a Texas team. It was just
bunch of good kids from Texas.
It was just it really was Southwest. It was called, like, they had different divisions. So they had the West, the East, Southeast, Midwest, and the Southwest teams. And on my team, we had a lot of cats from that was committed to Texas, like Jackson Shipley. That's Jordan Shipley's brother.
Yeah.
Him, Herschel Sims. My friend that I grew up with, my best friend Anthony.
Anybody named Herschel goes to the NFL, clearly.
Clearly. Anthony Wallace, Quandre Diggs, he played cornerback for the Seahawks now. Like, we all on one team. We had a couple of cats from up here. One cat that went to Millwood, Josh Turner, and another cat from Tulsa. He went to Union and everything. So that was our team. Now, we played against the Southeast team, which was the Florida team. Man, this team was crazy, bro. Like, Hall of Famers on this team, bro. They had like Ha Clinton Dix.
Oh, dang.
Yes. Carlos Williams, he played running back and safety at Florida State. Then he played for the Buffalo Bills, you know what I'm saying? Nick O'Leary. I want to say they said that's Jack Nicholson's grandson. Like, they had cats like that on their team, bro. But that was a big platform, too, to get my name out there, too. So going into my senior year, we played in that first, and then we played in the Kirk Herbstreit Classic. That's where Kirk Herbstreit, he do this tournament thing where he get the top teams in the country, and then you play against each other. And we played at the Texas Stadium. We played against not Miami Northwestern, but St. Thomas Aquinas. And our high school was young at the time because, like, all our top players, low key on offense, had already graduated, so it was just straight defensive players left. Uh-huh. So our up and coming guys was freshmen at the time, so they had to step up and jump straight to varsity,
right,
and everything. And we got blasted by them too. It was crazy, man.
Hey, the experience is what matters, though.
Right.
Now, yeah, man, it was a big time experience for me going to Skyline, man. And then we played against Kelvin Benjamin. That's where I realized like I was way more of an athlete than I really like gave myself credit of, because we had to play against this school called Belglade Central in Florida. We flew down to Florida at Daytona Beach. And
Florida getting a lot of football love, I see.
Boy,
Yeah,
Florida,
man.
we do this, boy.
yeah,
You know
man.
that.
It's
They don't
Texas
hoop,
and
though.
Florida.
We
Texas
hoop.
and Florida, the
They
football
don't hoop,
world,
though.
bro. I'll tell
Yeah,
you.
yeah, football, but
Football, yeah.
but we
yeah.
hoop.
Yeah.
We hoop now.
Yeah, I like that.
Nah, I don't know about that.
So you get the OU.
Yeah.
We gonna get off that hoop topic.
But now, yeah, so when we went down to Florida, we played against Belglade, Kelvin Benjamin, the wide receiver that played for Carolina. Tall. They had me sticking him the whole game, man. I played corner that game, and that's where I realized like my footwork
He was
really
like, okay,
on top.
I'm
You know what
like
saying?
that.
I'm like that.
Yeah.
Coach worked on them hips.
Right.
Them hips was
then,
right.
By this time, going into my senior year, that's when I finally got that scholarship from OU, and that's when the whole Texas thing went down. As far as like, they didn't really know where they wanted me to play at.
Okay.
They didn't know if they wanted me to play DB or they wanted me to play in the box at linebacker. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I ended up making the
decision.
It made more of a decision for me, because by this time I done fell in love with playing DB.
Okay.
So OU telling me they want me to come here and play safety, I'm gonna go to OU. That's where I'm going. And then let alone I had my two best friends, Corey Nelson and Joe Powell. They was already here, established, and it was just more of a like, I feel more comfortable being around these cats. I know them, so
Right.
And I'm not that far from home, 2 hours away, you know what I'm saying? But 3 hours away.
So what was your experience when you first got on campus?
It was crazy, man.
You was little man or big man on campus?
Nah, I was little man because they had another Frank. They had a Frank here already. Yeah, Frank Alexander. So I was like, everybody called me Little Frank.
Who was the other Frank?
Frank Alexander.
He played linebacker too, right?
Nah, he played defensive end and
Okay.
But I was the little man compared to him. He already been here, so I was always Little Frank. Everywhere I went, Little Frank. But
that's funny. You was like his son, Junior. He don't like it. He's Junior.
Right, Junior. But so when I first got here, though, it was a big time change, man. Like I said, I grew up in Dallas, Texas, man. South Dallas. Like, I really didn't know nothing outside of that until I started playing ball. Like, I'm branching out, but when I'm coming home, that's where I'm at. I'm in my neighborhood all the time. So once I got out of high school and stuff, and then I came up here for summer workouts, it was a big time culture shock. You get what I'm saying?
believe it. I came out here from Cali.
What's the weirdest thing you've seen when you came out here?
Just Norman, period.
It can't be
I come
too.
up in the city, man. Like just being here, it felt like I was in the country. Even though Norman not bad, though.
Norman ain't
that bad.
Yeah, it ain't bad, man. Like, but
when
it was
first
just
get here.
Yeah, it was just like a big jump coming from a big city, and then I'm here, and then I'm stuck here. I ain't gonna lie, I cried.
Like, you're here.
I cried the first day.
Boy, you down the street from home. What you crying for?
Man, I had no car at the time. I was stuck.
It ain't no Uber.
Right.
No Uber. No, we didn't have no Uber, no nothing back then.
Nothing, bro.
Nothing.
Bro, that's how you
crazy,
realize how old you are.
Right.
Like, no
Dang,
Uber.
man. I feel
YouTube
like I
was
aged
barely
with-
popping.
Right, YouTube barely popping. Instagram wasn't even thought about.
What
in 2011.
Instagram?
It was straight Facebook.
MySpace
Might have been
MySpace.
MySpace almost
still up,
still.
look.
Nah,
I think MySpace is on the way out,
MySpace
yeah.
is gone.
Tom-
Might have been Twitter.
Yeah, Tom had fell off by then.
I forgot about Tom.
Oh, Tom.
Hey, so did you fit right into, like, when you got here, you fit right in? You was already, like, when you got on the field, you was already, like, ready to go? You was number one up, or you had to work?
Well, I had to work, man. So I could say for me, how I really made a name for myself was when we started summer workouts. So in college at OU and everything, you know, the summer workouts pretty much ran by the players. So, like, the leaders on the team. So, at that time, our top leaders on the team was Ryan Broyles.
Shout out Ryan.
Shout out Ryan. You got to come on the show, baby.
Yeah, man. Ryan Broyles, Landry Jones. That's the offensive side.
Quarterback.
And then on the defensive side, it was Travis Lewis. He was like the main dude. You know what I'm saying? He played linebacker.
Remember that?
Yeah. So Travis Lewis, Aaron Coben, and them cats, they pretty much running everything. So making no story short, we was running 1-on-ones, man. I ain't gonna never forget this. And I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of scared because I was like, hey, these dudes is cold, man. I don't know if I want to jump in yet. So Travis then was like, hey, man, hey, Fresher, come on, get up there. Let me see what you got. And we had this cat that had just
transferred. Flight, boy.
Right.
You gonna do it or you ain't?
Or you not. But we had this cat from that had just transferred from Langston named Dominique Whaley.
Not Dominique. I was about to say, not...
Bruh,
he was a GOAT when he got there. I'm sorry. Dominique.
Yes.
He was a GOAT. I ain't
Dominique Whaley, man. And I'm watching
walk
him.
On.
Bro, walk on.
Walked
on at OU.
Running back, year. Boy, was a GOAT, boy.
Bro, I'm watching Dominique Whaley just torch every linebacker
blowing
that
through.
Came up there, bro.
Oh, man.
No, big facts. Big facts.
And you was next up.
I was next up to get in line to get torched.
Little quotation.
Hey, look, they throw me up there, not knowing that I come from a background from doing one-on-ones.
Yeah.
So that's where everything come full circle. You get what I'm saying? They was making that transition for me to go to linebacker when I got here. So not knowing, like, I had a defensive background, so my footwork, my hips, everything, my back
hips
pedal.
again. Here come them hips again.
Hey, so everything was on point. So when I got up there, I'm right there sticking with him every move, blocking the ball down, getting the pick, locking him down. And, like, even though the coach wasn't there, I felt like it was a big thing that I got, like, confirmation from my teammates, the leaders. They saw that. They was like, oh, man, yeah, this rookie, this freshman, he got something.
He ready.
You know what I'm saying? That goes a long ways because, like, just from my years
they don't let you know if you fit in.
Yeah, they'll let you know. We'll let you know. But when you're the leader on the team, the coach is always going to come back later on and ask those cats, like, what you think about these guys?
Or even if they don't ask them, they going to see how y'all interact.
Yeah, they going to see
they going to see how they depend on you, how y'all, how y'all mesh. Yeah. And then they going to run it from there. Like.
Yeah. So you was on the field freshman year?
No, I didn't get a chance to play my freshman year because they had me at nickel. And we had Tony Jefferson in front of me. And shout out to Tony, man.
Big Tone.
T. Jeff, yeah, man, like he was a beast, bro. I
West
knew
Coast
I knew I wasn't gonna get on the field after we played.
Oh damn, he knew.
I knew I wasn't getting on the field my freshman year, and I was for the red shirt after we played against Ball State. Man, he had 3 interceptions back to back on 3 consecutive drives, bro.
Dang.
Oh my! Hey, let me get that red shirt.
Yeah, right. Yeah, all right, give me the red shirt.
Hey, where my red shirt at?
Yeah, man, that's big time players right there.
Yeah,
bro. Like,
nah, he is. He's still in the league.
Yeah, he's still in the league, man, with the Ravens. Hope they go next year. But
so then you basically red shirt your first year.
Yeah, red shirt my first year.
That when you got all big.
That's when I got extra big because I was probably like 205 at the time. I shot from 205 to 230.
Ooh.
Over that year, man.
What? Yeah, you was playing linebacker. You wasn't playing no safety and no 230.
I could have, though. I could have.
You was jacked, boy.
If it would have been back in the day, I'd have been still in safety. But now, yeah, so I had ended up going from 205 to 230. So then that's when they made the whole big coaching transition switch as far as like our defensive coordinator, Coach Venables, left, went to Clemson, and then they brought in Mike Stoops.
Mike came back.
And then we switched our whole defensive scheme up. We went to a man defense that year. So pretty much it was always going, most of the time it was going to be.
And you a man defensive player.
I'm a man player anyways because of my DB background. Right. You get what I'm saying? So like.
Benefited you.
Yeah, it benefited me.
Situations matter, bro. Timing.
Exactly, timing, man. So they came in, they switched it up, put us in man coverage pretty much all the time. Like I said, it was always going to be one linebacker on the field. And they came to me and was like, hey, we need you to make this transition from safety to middle linebacker. And my first initial thought was, bro, I'm not finna play no middle linebacker. I'm not finna be able to wrestle with the big old cats. But they convinced me, and I was just like, you know what? I ain't got no choice. I'm finna give it a go. So then I started, like, really like perfecting my craft more at linebacker than what I already had experience from playing linebacker when I was in high school.
What was one major thing that you had to change from, you had a DB aspect, you knew your DB side. So when you went to linebacker, what was one thing that you had to get out of doing that you had to start doing as a linebacker?
First off, learning everybody plays on the defense, pretty much. Like, trying to learn everybody's position. Okay. So that way, because, I'm in the middle now. I'm the leader on the team.
You're calling it, yeah.
So I'm calling the plays now. So now I got to more so focus on.
I didn't even know that's how it went.
Yeah, more so focus on the whole defense now instead of just focusing on my one position and what I got to do. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Because when you're a middle linebacker, you got to go out there. Everything. You got to get the call. Then you got to turn around, tell everybody what they got to do.
And make sure they in
if
place.
They not in place, go down there. Oh, no, you supposed to be down here. Nah, man, that's my dude. You come in the box. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. Okay. It's a lot of stuff to go on with it, man.
Quarterback of the defense.
Yeah, quarterback of the defense, man. So that was like one of the biggest changes for me that I had to make. But, I mean, I stick it out. I did
it turned out to be the best change, sound like.
Yeah, but, so I want to say that was like my sophomore year. So that would be my redshirt freshman year. Technically in the book.
Yeah, right.
Redshirt,
right.
You know what
so before we get into when my boy started killing, I'm going to let y'all know about his accolades. My dude is OU Black Student Association, honorable mention All Big 12 by coaches 2013, All Big 12 second team by Phil Steele, Buckus Award watch list 2014, Bednarik Award watch list 2014, two-time Big 12 champ 2012-2015, OU leading tackler 2012-2013, recognized as an icon OKC 2018. A man got after it, y'all, so y'all got to tune in, man. He getting after it.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro.
Say it again for the people in the back.
Get after it.
Appreciate it. But
so when Frank Shannon became Frank Shannon, because, I'm going to be honest, I got out here 2011, 2012, man. Frank was, man, he was celebrity. He was big time out here. He was a GOAT, so... I don't care what you want to say, man. I'm gonna tell you how you see it. They know who Frank Shannon is. That's his perspective. They know who Frank Shannon is. So when did Frank Shannon become Frank Shannon?
So I'm gonna say my redshirt freshman year. So technically my sophomore year, I wasn't starting just yet. We had played a couple of games. I started traveling with the team by now.
Okay.
So I got my first little game in when we played against UTEP. No matter of fact, I was supposed to get my first time playing our first game of the season against UTEP, but I had got a concussion during practice that week. So I didn't get a chance to get in. So then, bam, fast forward a little bit, we had played against Texas Tech. The guy that was in front of me was out there blowing assignments. Big time blowing assignments, man. Like,
was you watching them?
I was watching. And I was just thinking in my head, like, dang, I know I can make that play. And he had made a couple of more mistakes, but don't get me wrong, like he was a baller. You get what I'm saying? But just so happened that day man, like it wasn't his day. Like, you get what I'm saying? So
that's the type of stuff make me want to believe in divine intervention.
Yes, bro.
Because for you to just have opportunities like switch to deep, switch to middle linebacker, switch to this dude right in front of you blows in, assignments. Just all these different things went right at the right time, man. You know what I'm saying?
So, bro, he was out there blowing assignments, and just so happened it was that day. We was at Texas Tech in Lubbock, and my mom them had drove all the way to Lubbock for the game, and she had kept telling me that day. Like, it's funny how everything keep running back to my mom.
Hey, guidance. We talk about that a lot. Like, we talk about it a lot.
She kept always telling me, like, hey, baby, don't worry about you not playing right now. Your time will come. When we got to Texas Tech that night, I swear she called me and told me, you're going to get in the game today. And I was like, thank you, Mama.
Thank you for the support, Mama.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you. So, lo and behold, bro, he go out there and blow them tackles, man. And it's funny because it caught me off guard. I was not prepared, bro.
Hold on now. After how many missed assignments did you realize I might get in?
Bro. It was like four or five, bro. Like, and one of them was bad. Like, it looked bad, dog. Like, and I just saw it in the coach's face. Like, when he was blowing the first assignments, he was getting. I could see it in Coach Kid's face, bro. He was just like, and then look at me, and like in his mind, he wanted to go get in, but he never did it right then.
Like, like, do it, say it.
Yeah, like I'm like, come on, I know this is my chance. So then, like after that last little blow he did, man, he looked back and he just
did he do the jersey grab? You know,
he face mask, like pulling me in, like, hey man. Did you go out there and make a play? So I ran out there, bro.
Sound like remember the Titans.
I think I showed you that film, man, like one time, but I went out there, bro. It was a blitz right up the middle. I ain't gonna never forget, man. It was right up the middle. And the quarterback hiked the ball, man. I flew through them scot-free. Nobody touched me, dog. Like, it just happened, like, magical.
Water boy.
Yeah, like some water boy touchdown.
My mama said.
I fly through there. Bam, get the sack. And I ain't gonna lie, I didn't even know I sacked him. I knew I tackled him, but I didn't know I sacked him. I thought he got the ball out. I thought he released it. And then next thing I know, I'm rolling over, getting off the ground, and just everybody just going crazy, like the crowd going crazy, man. Like everybody just.
So that was your first feeling of like OU, that OU juice feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then, like I said, my best friend Corey was already here. We got a chance to start side by side. That's what happened in that game. Like. Me and him was out there at the same time. And that was the first person I saw when I got up the ground. Right there in my face. Pop, pop, pop. Smack me on the head.
Fire. That was love right there.
It was love. But now from there, though, that's where everything took off at. Pretty much.
So what'd you end your sophomore year with? How'd your season end with sophomore year? Like your tackles, your...
I was up there in the tackles. It ended pretty good. Like I said, I made a name for myself that year because I was coming in on all the blitz packages. By the end of the season, I was starting. Yep. You get what I'm saying? I was always on the field making big time plays and stuff like that. It ended pretty well.
So right now we good. So what happened junior year? When it start getting like, you feel me, up and down about? Because I mean, I know there was a time where you felt like you was league bound.
I want to say going into my junior year. So like. With college football, you got to be 2 years removed away from high school, you get what I'm saying? So I had already spent my freshman year red shirt, you get what I'm saying? So I really had plans and intentions to leave after my junior season, which would be the 2014 season, right? When we played against Alabama in the Sugar Bowl. And going into that year, I was already in the talks of being one of the top linebackers in the Big 12 at the time, you get what I'm saying? And for me, I was just thinking like, okay, this is the year. I'm about to go into this season and kill it, wreck shop. Like I'm finna be in my tip-top shape.
In his bag.
Yes. So I put in the work like every day. Film. I knew my plays. I knew everything. I was in top shape. You know what I'm saying? I was one of the leaders on the team. A lot of the other players on the team now that's coming in, they're looking up to me for advice and everything like that.
Because at that time, Broyles was gone. Who else was gone?
Broyles had left. Kenny Stills had left. Tony had left. Landry was gone. Travis Lewis was gone. Yeah. Jamel Flemings. It was a lot of cats that had left.
It was like a whole revamp of the team.
Yeah, it was a whole revamp, man. And we was the next guys up, pretty much. So
you still kind of like low key the young bull, but you the head honcho right now.
And that's the crazy thing too, because I always think about it now, like a lot of the guys that was on the D line was way older than me. You get what I'm saying? And it's kind of hard for a dude that's younger than them to be out there telling them what to do. They not trying to listen to me. So I had to find it in myself to just keep pushing.
That's real leadership.
Yeah, and gain their respect as far as like watching me.
But you also did it through, you went out there and you showed it. You didn't just, you do this.
No, I didn't go out there and just like
give orders.
Like, and like it was hard for me to get them to listen to me sometimes, but how I did that was going out there making plays, showing them I am capable of being a leader on this team and making plays. So then by the time the season was over with, they had way more respect for me than they did as far as like football wise. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I was making a name for myself and stuff. But going into my junior year though, man, I really was thinking about it. Like that was the number one thing on my mind was going to the league. So when we got that platform to go against Alabama in the Sugar Bowl, man, like I can tell you right now, man, and you could probably talk to anybody that played on the team during that time, bro. Nobody believed that we had a chance. You get what I'm saying?
Golly.
Yes, bro. We all came together on our own, like on some stuff like, hey, bro, like nobody is gonna believe in us, bro. Like it's us against the United States right now. You
America.
Yes, it's us against everybody right now. Like everybody looking for us to get blasted. But we went out there, man. They started the game off hot. You know what I'm saying? They started off popping it off on us.
Like they do.
I ain't gonna lie, me and my friend looked at each other and was like, bro, are they really that much better than us?
Who was that running back? Who was their running backs?
A freshman Derrick Henry.
Woo!
Number 27 Derrick Henry.
Freshman.
Yes. TJ Yeldon.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember their quarterback name, but he was one of the top quarterbacks in the country at that time. You got Clinton Dix back there, safety, smacking people.
So y'all came a long way together from camps to camps, and now playing against each other. That's dope.
In the big game.
That's dope.
Yeah, man. Like
so
that was big time.
Yeah. So okay. So boom, everything was going good. Now, I mean, I know you went through a suspension, man. What happened during the situation of when you got suspended?
So. Pretty much, bro. So like
after this is kind of what put the halt in you making that decision to leave. After my junior year. Yep. Okay. So, pretty much after we finished the Sugar Bowl, I was one of the top players. Like going into the next season. Facts.
I'm on Dick Buckets Award watch list, Bednarik Award watch list, potential All-American, potential All Big 12 player, defensive player. All that stuff like that. My name's is in the works.
Good. Going good.
Going good. So then, bam, I get into a little situation with a female down here. And pretty much the whole thing, I had to try to revamp my whole name just based off of the facts, like of what the allegations that she was trying to place upon me. And then I had to go through a whole situation as far as like getting other people involved, like the NAACP, because it was totally unfair and unjust.
So what were the allegations?
I had a Title IX sexual assault allegation placed upon me and everything. And I did everything in my power to prove myself innocent. You get what I'm saying? Like, so I never went to jail. She just accused me of doing something to her. And it came back false. You get what I'm saying? But with it being
blown up so bad.
With it being blown up so bad and with my name and everything like that, once it went to the school, so like Title IX is a little, what would you call it, like a program?
Yeah. Title IX basically is if there's a interaction between, two students that exceeds a certain level, you know what I'm saying, to where now it's not just handled on this level, you know what I'm saying? Now it's bigger than another level. It's bigger.
But they pretty much implemented Title IX for the female students and female athletes in college anyway. So it's like 9 times 10 they gonna believe that female over the male student anyways. You get what I'm saying? So when she took it to the school and everything, that's when everything just broke loose. You get what I'm saying? As far as like now I'm really having to defend myself, like prove myself innocence, like. What do I gotta lie about? You get what I'm saying? Like I'm finna show you like I didn't do anything. Like I took lie detector tests.
You took a lie detector?
I took everything, bro. Passed everything. Like I did everything.
Who administered the lie detector?
My lawyer and one of her friends or something like that. One of her friends that worked for the state. Everything, man. I did everything in my power to prove myself innocent. You get what I'm saying? So
it's tough.
Lie detector test. My coach, he came to me and told me like something was fishy. You need to get the NAACP involved. You get what I'm saying? So then I go get the NAACP involved. So now I'm going out to the city, having meetings with the NAACP. At that time, the school was trying to suspend me. Man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. This could be a whole nother segment. You know what I'm saying? Because it's deep, because there's so many people. Deep. Yes, bro. Like it's so many young Black athletes that go through situations like this. You get what I'm saying? Like they be at the top of their game and then something like this will happen and then bam, everything crashed down.
We watched that one movie on that about the homie from UCLA or USC too.
Yeah, that cat. Yeah, bro. Like this could be a whole nother segment, bro, because it's so much, it's so deep. You get what I'm saying? So pretty much I'm just fighting for my life now. You get what I'm saying? Trying to prove myself innocence. Like I went from being the top linebacker in the country, dang near, to now I got allegations placed upon me, and now my name is getting dragged through the mud.
Slandered, yeah.
Slandered, big time slandered. So that whole summer, I didn't even get a chance to play in a spring game. I had to get a restraining order pretty much against the school to keep them from kicking me out of school. Yes. for something that I didn't even do. Like, bro, I ain't even never go to jail. You get what I'm saying? Like, the detective that was on the case was coming to the school and on my behalf to help me tell them, like, why are y'all kicking him out of school?
Right.
When he never did anything. You get what I'm saying? But it was crazy. So I go through that whole summer after the Sugar Bowl dealing with this crap. So then the summertime rolling around, like I said, I had already placed a restraining order against the school, so they couldn't really kick me out, and they had to let me participate in all school activities. So that's football games that I'm dealing with. You get what I'm saying? So I go through the summertime. I'm in the top shape of my life because I'm thinking like, okay, I got this restraining order in place. I'm finna ball out this last season.
I can get up out of here.
And I'm finna get up out of here. You get what I'm saying? Because obviously people don't have my back like I thought they did. You get what I'm saying? And I don't like to play the race card or nothing like that, but you know, a young black dude coming out of South Dallas. You get what I'm saying? I got this type of allegation.
Clout.
Yes, clout. And now I got this type of allegation placed on my name. Now everybody want to look at me differently. You get what I'm saying? Automatically when I've never given nobody no issues. You get what I'm saying? At all. Like, don't get me wrong. I did the normal, typical college kid stuff when I was playing ball as far as like.
Which is, you know, we get it.
Yeah.
It happens.
It happened, but like, when it come down to something like that, man, come on. I got mother, sister, nieces. You get what I'm saying? I got a lot of sisters. I'm the only boy. You get what I'm saying? Never do nothing like that. You get what I'm saying? So, pretty much, I go into the summertime. I'm working out hard, dog. Like, I'm in the top shape of my life.
Because you're expecting to play.
Because I'm expecting to play, and they never, ever took my starting spot. You get what I'm saying? It came down to the week before the game of that season, and that's when the president of the school...
Hold on, so you're saying all summer you practicing in your starting spot?
Yes, all summer. Go through 2 days. I'm in the starting spot, bro. So then, now we out of fall camp, 2 days and stuff, and we getting ready for the week 1 game. Leading up to that week, that's when the president of the school came to the practice and told them, y'all cannot play him in this game. You get what I'm saying? And that's low key was against what we had in place for me to even be still there in the first place. You get what I'm saying? So my lawyer at the time, she implemented a silent protest, bro. So I could have made a decision like, so y'all not gonna let me play, I'm not gonna show up. But like, I'm not that type of person, but I'm gonna stand up for what's right and stand up for me. You get what I'm saying? So I showed up every game with my stuff on, and I stood there on the sideline.
This year, 2014.
Yes, this is the 2014 season. Yes, so this is pretty much 2014-15.
Yeah, right.
You get 14,
what I'm saying?
15. Yeah. So I stood on the sideline every day. I mean, every game. So like for 3 games straight, and every week they would write a story. Frank Shannon doing the silent protest. Frank Shannon this. Frank Shannon that. Frank Shannon this. And, bro, it wasn't really pretty much nothing I could do because I had the whole school against me pretty much, just based off of some stuff that somebody made up to try to hinder my life for whatever reason, I don't know. You get what I'm saying? So it's hard, bro. Like, I could have made so many wild decisions at that time, but I'm a strong-minded person. Like, bro, like, just for me telling my story, you see where I done came from, man. I done made a way for myself all the way up until this point. You get what I'm saying? I'm not finna stop now. So I'm gonna keep fighting for what's right and fighting for my own. If I run away from it, hey, that's not gonna make me feel better at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying? I need to stand there and fight for what's right and then be able to overcome it so that way I could be there for other people in the future when they going through stuff like that.
Right. So then in the midst of that, I know you ended up going back home. Mm-hmm. What was that decision like, and you know, what led into you eventually going home?
So, what led to me eventually going home, we had appealed the order for them to suspend me, which is when we put the restraining order in place. Well, they had OU had they had reappealed it to the Supreme Court, and somewhere or another, it was really fishy how everything went down. Somewhere or another, they ended up coming back. And they pretty much ruled in OU's favor to go ahead and just suspend me from school. So, bam.
Now you couldn't be at the game.
Yeah, I couldn't be at the game on the sidelines, and I had to leave town and stuff like that. So, they ended up sending me back home, bro. So I go back home to Dallas. And then once I finally made it back home, man, you know, I'm sad. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I done let my mama down and everything like that. She ended up getting diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer, bro. Yes, man. So, like, it was like everything was like, I'm up here. And then everything just started, like, taking
out
it
of
down.
nowhere.
Yes, bro. It was weird, man. So, and like I tell people all the time, like, I really believe God did it for a reason, though, bro, because if I wouldn't have, it could have probably hindered me as far as, like, if I would have never went through that situation and been getting kicked out of school around that time. Because I really care about my mom, my family. So if I would have never probably really got in no trouble during that time when I'm playing, trying to go to the NFL, and then finding out my mama had stage 4 breast cancer around that time, it kind of could have played a toll on me in the football. You get what I'm saying? Then, but just so happened, everything went the way that it went, and I was able to be home at that specific time and be there for my mom while she was going through everything.
Man, there's other ways you could have been there for, man. So.
It is other ways, but
I respect your perspective.
That's just how I look at it.
This is me playing devil's advocate.
Okay,
you know
okay, yeah.
So, but that's tough, man. So, then the suspension goes through. You're there for your moms. Mm-hmm. You know, when were you able to go back and was your mom in a different place when you decided it was time to go back with her health, obviously?
Well, yeah, by the time I got ready to go back, so I was there for the rest of that fall. So that fall 2014 and then spring 2015, I was at home. So by that time, my mom, she was in a little bit better place and with everything. And then I had support with my sister. My sister always was there all the time. Like
so by that time, y'all all came together.
Yeah, we all was just able to come together now. Like,
right.
Because I'm up here and then my sister's at home with my mom all the time. So with me being home at that time, I was able to help out even more than what I would have probably been able to do while I was up here. You know what I'm saying? So, but by the time I got ready to come back after the spring, I had went to school in the fall semester at UNT Dallas, and then because I had to keep my grades up in order to come back.
So this was all part of the situation you had to do to get back at OU?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. This all of the stuff I had to do to get back in. So I had to go to school, now I'm working out and stuff
keep
like that.
Keep your grades up.
Keep my grades up. So, and then I had to be able to have transferable credits to transfer back here so I can come to school and stuff. So I ended up doing all of that.
Here's a side question. In all of that, did any other school approach you or say, you know what I'm saying, you should come here because of how they did you? Did any of that happen?
That's crazy you said that, bro. I be thinking about it all the time, man. You know, I was supposed to end up going to Grambling during that time. Yeah, I was in the works, like talking with some people trying to get into Grambling, bro. And I don't have no regrets, bro, because I like playing the OU, bro. Like, but at the same time, I tell people all the time, man, just going through what I went through, bro, it made me change my perspective and my way of thinking about everything, bro. Mm-hmm. Like everything ain't golden, bro. Like everything not golden. You get what I'm saying? Like it made me change my perspective and the way I look at certain situations way differently now after I went through all of that.
You literally always one wrong move away. Yeah. Not a decision away, just one wrong move.
Yeah. It made me change my way of thinking all the time. But yeah, so like you said, I really was in the works on talking about going to Grambling. You get what I'm saying? And I wish I would have went there because I support HBCUs,
for
bro.
Sure.
Like,
got to
big time, bro. Like I tell people all the time, like when I have kids, but they going to HBCUs.
100.
And I be trying to push younger kids nowadays that's coming up
to look that way,
to come and go to HBCUs, bro. Because you really think about it, dog. Like if you really think about it, man, we could, as a whole African American community, bro, like. We could really uplift those schools just based off of the talent level we have.
Definitely.
Come down from sports, bro.
Definitely, though. I feel that. I've been felt that way.
And then people always talking about the education. I
wasn't even thinking about that.
Everything will come all together. You get what I'm saying? Right. You got these players playing for your school. So now, bam.
Boom, they on the map.
The money coming in now. So now you got enough money to put into the school as far as like,
most scholarships.
Most scholarships, academic stuff you need for the programs and everything, bro. Like
then they can start developing more programs and get people in the workforce in the work field. Yeah. No,
I be thinking about that, bro.
I thought about that a couple times. I be wondering why like the HBCUs haven't had more success with sports. You know, I just think,
but they don't get the top athletes.
They don't get the top athletes.
I mean, I understand that's why, but I just wonder why like we haven't been like, hey, forget it, let's just all go there.
Bro, I've been saying that too for a long time, but I think what it is though, like we both just said, bro, like they don't get the top athletes, one, and then two, when they don't get the top athletes, and then when it comes time for people to go to the NBA, go to play Major League Baseball, go play softball, professional softball for the women, go to the NFL. They're not seeing those players coming out of the HBCUs. Yeah, we got people like Michael Strahan and them cats that went to the small schools, but that's rare though. You get what I'm saying? We can have multiple Michael Strahans coming out of schools like that. You get what I'm saying?
There, yeah.
What's Definitely. The old guy name that played for the Redskins, the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl, bro? I can't think of his name though, but he went to HBCU too, bro. Like, we could have way more players like that at the end of the day.
It's hard to blaze the trail though.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Somebody's gonna have to step up and be like, I'm gonna be the first to do it. Yeah. You know, like especially the top recruits. These days they all know each other.
Exactly,
yeah. Bro. Let's all go here.
Yeah,
it's gonna be somebody to blaze the trail, but blazing the trail is hard because what if we don't make it? That's why they go to Dukes,
bro. That's how I feel. That's how I feel, man. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like my whole life growing up, bro. Like my biggest plan, bro, was like, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I can still make a difference now. I feel like I do. I work with kids. You know what I'm saying?
Every day.
I work with kids every day, so I know I'm making a difference in some younger people, younger generation's life by giving them the knowledge and of everything that I done went through over the time. You know what I'm saying? Being able to talk to them and guide them down the right path, get their mind off of some crap, and if they ain't got no love, show them some love. You know what I'm saying? But
we may not get everybody, but we're gonna get a
handful though. You know what I'm saying?
We all three work with kids right now, so that's crazy.
So, but now, like I was saying though, like that's I say the same thing, bro, because I feel like I know for a fact that was one of my top goals growing up as a kid. Like not even playing with you, man. Like. One of my top goals growing up as a kid was to go to the NFL, bro, make a bunch of money, put it back into my community back home. You get what I'm saying? Because, like, the teachers that I grew up with back home, they all went to HBCUs.
Tight.
You get what I'm saying? They all are in black fraternities, sororities and stuff like that, bro. So, like, that was one of the main things they always preached, bro. Like, come back home and give back. You get what I'm saying? That's one of the things that I'm working on right now. Is getting back home and being able to give back to the community, bro.
It's tight, boy.
So you ended up going back 2015 season.
Yeah.
So when you came back, how was the fight? Like getting your spot back, or even playing, getting back on the field? How was the whole situation?
Yeah.
And did they welcome you back with open arms?
Right.
You know, like
nah, I don't feel like they welcomed me back with welcome arms. I ain't gonna lie, some of the coaches did, but the players they really did, because I had a lot of cats that fought for me big time when I was gone, man, because they knew I got mistreated and everything like that. So, and they knew everything wasn't what the media was trying to make it seem like. You get what I'm saying? Like my dog Zach, Eric Striker, like. Shout out to y'all, bro.
Striker a big talker for the black community too, especially when that stuff happened at OU. So
those my guys,
strong guys right there.
They was big time on my side with everything. But now when I came back, dog, like they was pretty much telling me that I was gonna play, but I wouldn't go get my spot back. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which I feel like that was gonna happen. You get what I'm saying? Because
you already did me dirty.
Yeah, y'all already did me dirty. So I know I'm finna have to come in here and really bust down and you know, like grind hard.
Get the hand-me-downs and make the best
out of it. Yeah, man. So I ain't gonna never forget, bro. They made an article, bro, in the newspaper. I wish I could find that article, bro. My mom still got it, bro. I think she still got it. It's like a picture when I came back, man. Like I'm running with the football in my hand. It's when I first came back off my suspension, and it was like saying like Frank Shannon holds Bob Stoops' future in his hand, and small print at the bottom of it, and it said he's back, like big bold letters on the front of the newspaper, man. And when I first saw it, you know, I didn't think nothing of it, but I didn't realize it said Frank Shannon holds Bob Stoops' future in his hand at the bottom. I ain't really think nothing of it, bro. Right. Like, I'm not worried about none of that crap no more, man. Like, I'm trying to put that behind me and just keep football and get back to doing what I was doing. You get what I'm saying? Like, I done overcome everything, man. Like, as far as like the adversity, even though it was still messing with me mentally, because that was some like.
Was that after your year Stoops left?
No, that was
after your last year.
No, he still has Stoops.
No, Stoops was still there when I was there.
He still has Stoops.
I'm saying like after you left
Stoops
college.
Left. Yeah, Stoops left afterwards. Yes, bro. So when I came back, it said Frank sent her about Stoops in his hand. Blah 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 blah. So I didn't think nothing of it, but it did not sit well with him, bro. It did not sit well with him at all. I remember him telling me like, bro, hey, if you do anything, like, you're going back home, bro. Like, you're not staying here. So I'm like, hey, man.
I just got here,
bro. Man. I'm not trying to do nothing. I'm trying to
got back. Like.
Yeah, I'm trying to just,
ball.
Like, I don't care what the newspaper said. I didn't even do that interview.
Straight up.
Yeah, man. They just made up some crap like bringing more trouble on me. You get what I'm saying? So then when I finally came back,
how many games did you play?
I only played in 3 games my senior year. They had my little bro Jordan Evans. He was in that mud, doing this thing.
Shout
but
out
I ain't
Jordan
gonna lie.
Evans.
Jordan Evans, come on the show, man.
They had my little bro Jordan Evans and Dominique Alexander. They was out there doing their thing, man. So I mean, I was the guy that brought them 2 guys in on their recruiting visits. I chauffeured them around. You get what I'm saying?
Norman Grown.
Yeah, man. They was my cats, man. So
now it's funny you said that because Jordan Evans had to go down for you to get one of the best opportunities you had that year.
Yes, bro.
Walk me through that.
Yes, bro. So Jordan, he was doing this thing, man. And like I said, I played a big role as far as like always being there for them because when I came back, I wanted my spot back. But it's a competition. So he can understand that. Everybody around us can understand that. You get what I'm saying? But
I mean, you wouldn't want it any other way.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna be no other way. Jordan was doing his thing. You get what I'm saying?
Support was there.
I was still there with him all the time. As far as like if he needed advice on something, I'll go out there and tell him how he doing this or do this a different way, do that, and he'll give me advice too. Like we always had each other back, no matter what. But one game. He ended up getting hurt. I don't know what he did to himself, but it was the Texas Tech game. I don't know what he did, dog. But it was a Texas Tech game, and I get in playing against Patrick Mahomes, man.
I feel like I remember. Like I think he like plugged the hole
and got the
plugged the hole.
I don't know what it was.
That's when he hurt that peg.
Yeah, man. Like he did something to himself. And
it was a good play, I think, too, on everything.
I ended up having to go in the game. Matter of fact, he hurt himself leading up to that game, though. He hurt himself, like, in the practice that week. And then they ended up telling me, like, hey, I need you to start this week. And when he told me that, no lie, everybody around us outside of football was already waiting for that opportunity for me to get a chance to start again. You get what I'm saying? Even people on the team was talking about that type of stuff. Like the some of the coaching staff, like the workers around the building, everybody was waiting on that time to see me actually get on the field and see if I still had what I had.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He was still that dog.
Yeah, I was still a dog, bro. And then, bam, he got hurt. And I had to start that week for the Texas Tech game. No lie, some of the coaches, they didn't really have that much doubt. They didn't really have that much faith in me, though. They really thought I was going to go out there and stink it up. Because I've been gone for a year. You know how they always say, like, people be missing a step when they come back. So, I go out there that game, man. I balled out, bro. Like, I balled out like it wasn't no other because
numbers.
It wasn't no other though. It wasn't. That was it, bro. That was it.
I balled out like it wasn't no other, man, because I do like this could be my last chance
ever.
Facts.
Ever.
Last chance,
like,
you boy.
And how I go, in college football, bro. If somebody go down in front of you and you step in and you ball out, that's supposed to be your spot now. You get what I'm saying? So. I wasn't trying to take nothing from him. Right. I just wanted. I saw my opportunity. Yeah. I'm trying to get it. You get what I'm saying? And that was my opportunity, bro. I got up there and balled out. I had 14 tackles and an interception. You get what I'm saying?
Sounds good to me.
That's balling, bro. Balling.
Ooh-wee.
So then you didn't start after that?
No. Game in. Everybody, like, people are coming up to me like, you got your spot back. Like, this was I've never seen you play. You got your spot back. Juicing me. Bam. Practice come up the next week. I'm back on the sideline, man. I'm telling you, all that stimulated off of the year before when I got in trouble. Right. It never went down like that. I never seen nothing go down like that, dog. Like,
so when was your next game after that?
I didn't play again until the Kansas game, and then he got hurt. And Kansas game only be like towards the end of the year. So Jordan had ended up getting hurt again. I get in, have to make some.
He was just showing you love, man. He was.
Okay, Jordan, shut up.
Hey,
we peep you.
Jordan really did used to be doing stuff like that, though, bro. He used to always try to show me some love, like, "Hey, Frank, bro, if you need me, bro, like I can just tell him I'm sick."
Tight word, man. I am fool with Jordan. I don't even know you like that, bro, but we can.
That's my dog, bro. But somewhere that fool ended up getting hurt again, man. So then, man, I had to go in. I balled out against Kansas, man. So then next week, I'm thinking I'm gonna get a chance to start a little bit. And on the cool, we could have did something different because
now y'all both back.
Nah, yeah, exactly. So like we always used to say, me, Jordan, and Dom. Cause see, Dominique ended up getting his first start at OU because my best friend Corey Nelson tore his pec against Texas Tech Dominique's freshman year. So that's how he ended up starting, which was Corey's senior year. But Corey ended up leaving at the end of that year, going off to the NFL. You get what I'm saying? But when it came down to me, Dom, and Jordan, we always said, bro, why don't they put all three of us on the field at the same time?
Straight hogs.
And we all three of us was always the leading tacklers on the team. You get what I'm saying? Every game, like we just was balling. Sense. And it made more sense. But I guess at the time, bro, they didn't see it like that. You get what I'm saying? But so I didn't end up getting my spot back at the Kansas game, after the Kansas game, and then we go all the way down to Miami for the college playoffs, bro. So look, we go down to Miami for the college playoffs. I ain't never been to Miami before, man. You know, Miami was live, man. It was lit.
Miami,
man. We down there in Miami.
E is liking this because he's a Florida boy. He's a Florida boy, so he's loving all this Orlando, Florida
I'm
talk.
homesick already.
Because most shows be about the West Coast. So
we only have West Coast on here.
Yeah. So we go down to Miami, man. I ain't gonna lie, I'm down there climbing palm trees. I'm jumping up in the monkeys. I'm jumping up in the tree.
Living his best life.
Right. I'm not worried about nothing, bro. I'm like, okay.
Because first of all, you don't even think you're gonna play.
I don't even think I'm finna play in the game, man. Like, I'm like, this my last game as an OU football player. I'm a senior. We finna ball out. We finna go out here on Ocean.
In Miami.
We in Miami. We finna go to Ocean Drive.
To Miami.
And the bowl games be the be the most litest thing ever, bro. Like, we go down to South Beach, Ocean Drive. We out there. We chilling, doing our thing, man. So practice coming up. I'm not getting that many reps in practice at all. Like, I'm getting reps, getting told off, getting put back on the side. Like, I wasn't really getting that many reps. So I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, I know for a fact I'm not getting this game.
Yeah.
Bro, we get to the game. I want to say, like, it wasn't, the game had just started. It felt like it just started, bro. Like, how fast they happened. You get what I'm saying? Next thing you know, I'm standing there with one of my partners, Dakota, and me and him, we used to call ourselves the replacements.
Dakota a funny cat, bro.
Me and Dakota used to call ourselves the replacement because, like, during that season, every time one of the starters went down, we always was in the game, and we will ball out, like...
Dakota, y'all were grade A replacement.
Yes, bro. Like, they never missed a beat when they would put us in, bro. Like, Dakota get in that mud to get like 2-3 interceptions, about 10-12 tackles. He a little cat. You know what I'm saying? Like 150.
Little DB.
But he would be balling. So we down there in Miami. We call ourselves the replacement, bro. I ain't never forget it, man. We standing on the sideline at the game, laughing like, dang, bro, these dudes got it good.
Who y'all playing at the time?
We playing against Clemson.
Okay.
Big game.
Like, yeah, man.
Champs.
So we like, dang, dude, these dudes.
They won it that year, didn't they?
They did. They beat us. But I ain't gonna get into that.
Yeah. Finish the story.
I ain't gonna get into that. But they ended up beating us. And, well, take it back. We was standing on the sideline.
Yeah.
We was standing on the sideline.
Don't do me dirty like that. Give me the whole reel.
We stand on the sideline. Me and Dakota stand on the sideline, man. And we was making jokes, bro, because they really was tagging us, bro. We making jokes. Next thing I know, bow. I'm looking. I'm like, bro, is that Jordan? Jordan again. Why is he down on the ground? Like, I know they not finna try to put me in the game. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I was not trying to get in the game.
You wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready, bro. Like, I had been in Miami. We on vacation. Like,
big vacation.
On vacation, bro. Like, I wasn't trying to get in the game. I can say all of this now. It's over with. It's over. I can say all of this now. Like, wasn't trying to get in the game, man. So, Dakota like, hey, dog. Hey, they coming this way, bro. Like, get your helmet ready.
You know what time it is.
Right. Get your helmet ready. Get your helmet ready. I'm like, bro, are you kidding me? They're like, Frank, get in. Bro, I ain't gonna never forget, bro, how I put my helmet on, bro. I put my helmet on, my straps hanging out. I'm like,
he was like, I'm not trying to go in. What quarter was it?
Bro, like into the first, bro. Like, I had to play the whole
game.
Bro, I had to play the whole game.
I know Frank was, if he was not in game mode, he probably being loud, goofy capping on the sideline whole time.
Bro, I'm playing the whole time on the sideline, bro. A real life situation come up and I have to get in. Real life happens. Life happens, bro. Quick. I had to get in the game, bro. So,
how you end up doing,
bro? I get in the game, dog. Like, I end up making a couple tackles, so I get the feel of it. So, like I said, bro, I'm like a natural baller.
Now you in game mode.
Yeah, I'm in game mode, bro. Like, I'm like a natural baller. So, like, just for me being able to get put on that platform, then have my mom in the stands, and like I said, she always tell me I'm about to play.
Don't worry about it, baby.
She kept telling me, bro, like, you finna play. I'm like, I'm not playing this game. Like, I'm just happy y'all carried down here. Y'all ain't never been
enjoy this time.
Enjoy y'all time. Don't worry about me. Right now, you get what I'm saying? Like,
first time in Miami, too?
First time in Miami, bro. My mama kept telling me, you gonna play in this game. Watch, mark my words. I end up getting in. So, bro, I get in the game, make a bunch of tackles and stuff. So, like, I'm out there just flying around. Bam, get a sack on Deshaun Watson. Shout out to Deshaun, because that boy was cold.
Yes, he is.
So, I get a tackle on him, man. Get my little sack on. So, now I'm feeling myself. So, I'm really out there flying around. Bam. I'm making the tackle. A lineman fall back on my leg, my left leg. I ain't never forget, bro. And it like tore my MCL. You get what I'm saying? This is my last game. I'm thinking like after this game, I'm about to go train, go to the NFL. You get what I'm saying? Go in top shape, and I'm about to just do my thing for the NFL.
Oh my goodness,
bro! Just a freak accident. I get my MCL torn, bro. We don't have no other linebacker to go in, though. You get what I'm saying? They not finna put the other guys in. All them three linebackers they were playing was me, Jordan, and Dom. Dominique already out there. Jordan is hurt.
Dang.
He can't go back in.
Real hurt.
Now I'm hurt. And the other guy behind me, I think he was hurt. So we didn't have nobody else that could go in and play linebacker.
That's tough.
Bro, I had to play the whole game with a torn MCL, bro, and I led the team in tackles.
Dang.
Yes. So
holy moly.
Yes, bro. Still led the team in tackles. We ended up losing though. But I still had the most tackles in the sack. I had the most, so I tied. One or the other, but I was still up there. You get what I'm saying? So after the game, man, like this is how it go, bro. Like after the game, that's my last game as a senior, bro. Like I didn't have no medical attention from OU. No, none of that. You get what I'm saying? Like
what? Because now you threw.
No, bro. They didn't do nothing.
Wow.
Did they know it was
torn? Yes, they knew my leg was torn, bro. They pretty much was like, hey man, we need you to get back out there. Bye. You get what I'm saying? Game was over with. Went back to the hotel. They gave me a brace. Sent me back to Dallas, bro. I was back in Dallas rehabbing myself.
From the bowl game.
From the bowl game. Yes. Damn. Now, yes, bro. It was crazy. Like nothing. Like my leg had swelled up so big, bro. I was out for like 6 weeks, man. And I think that's what played another major role based off of the fact, like, all of the Title IX situation that I got into.
Then you came in
with an injury, bro. When I got ready to go to the league. You get what I'm saying?
Damaged goods.
Yeah. Even though I could ball, but Title IX, MCL.
So then how'd you end up getting picked up by the Broncos?
Okay, so, like I said, after the bowl game, went back to Dallas. My dad, he done put me on the Ben Gay tip. Hey, boy, you want to get out there and play? Put the Ben Gay on your leg. So, bro, my leg big. Big as all outdoors, bro. So, I'm putting Ben Gay on my stuff every day.
Ben Gay. Boy, I ain't heard that in so long.
I'm propped up in the house, man. Like, dang, I can't do nothing. I'm really sad, like, thinking, like, dang, like, it's over with, like. So, I'm propped up every day, got the Ben Gay on my leg. My stuff ended up going down, like, and it worked. I ain't had no surgery, no none of that. Like, I don't know what happened, bro. Like, just...
You didn't even have surgery?
No, I didn't, bro. Talking about MCL, like, I ain't get surgery or none of that, bro. Like, it worked, but my leg ended up going down, so I had came back up to Oklahoma because I stayed in my apartment up here. And when I got up here, I was still able to, you know, get access to the facility and stuff like that. I'm working out with one of the strength coaches up here, training, like lifting and stuff every day, working out, eating right, getting prepared for the pro day and stuff like that. So,
okay.
So I'm getting ready for the pro day and stuff. Now, leading up to the pro day, dog, like my knee was giving me problems big time, but I fought through it and everything. So then, I did the pro day. I did a really good job at the pro day and everything. So then, bam, that's when you go to like the little process as far as like getting ready to go to the NFL and everything. Bro, I didn't have no agents contacting me though. And then finally, my friend Gabe Lynn, he played safety with us at OU. His wife was, I think she was just becoming an agent. She a lawyer. She was becoming a sports agent, and she gave me an opportunity because
shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out to Nicole Lynn.
Come on the show.
Big time, because she gave me an opportunity, bro, like that nobody else would, cause.
And you were her first.
Yeah, I was her first client.
First client.
Yeah, first client. And pretty much her whole thing was because like she knew me from when we was in school. You know what I'm saying? Her and Gabe, like I was always chilling with them and stuff. So like she knew me. She knew what type of person I was. She knew my whole story.
So she knew your character.
Yeah, she knew my character, everything like that. She knew the whole situation that went down was bogus and everything. And just like her whole pitch was having a female agent to even be willing to represent you says a lot about yourself.
Especially
with the whole Title IX sexual assault situation that went down. You get what I'm saying? Because that's pretty much what everybody was trying to tag on with my name. You get what I'm saying? So that was really a big time. She's
smart.
Yeah,
she's smart with that one.
Big time, like choice.
She looked out. Yeah,
she did. She
that could have broke her.
Yeah,
it could have.
That could have.
She took a leap of faith.
A leap of faith, baby.
And I appreciate it for it. So
yeah,
like,
no
doubt. So I got you some time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I ended up signing with Nicole, and she started reaching out to teams and stuff like that. Like I said, I told my MCL, so I didn't really get invited to no Senior Bowls. I ended up getting invited to a Senior Bowl at the last minute, and it was down in Dallas. I was probably like the only player at the game to interview with all the teams from the NFL. Every team, I didn't get a chance to play in the bowl game because my knee was messed up, but they still wanted to interview with me just based off of the years before. You know what I'm saying? I had all those. I was up for all those awards and all that stuff like that. So they knew I was a baller. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Their biggest thing was, will the Title IX stuff come back on me for the future? You get what I'm saying? So I had to pretty much explain my situation to every team in the NFL and convince them that it wouldn't come back. You get what I'm saying? So
and it didn't.
No, it didn't. It ain't gonna never come back. But at the same time, it's still messed up because why put somebody through something like that? You know what I'm saying?
From the jump.
Bro, that situation really is like key to a lot of athletes.
Yeah.
In general, like college students, period. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. Like I'm not just trying to knock all situations just like that because sometimes people do be in the wrong and be doing crazy stuff.
Right. It's a lot of them cats, boy.
But then too, bro, you got a lot of people that's out here lying on people, bro.
Right.
And they should get consequences for something like that.
Gunna just came out with a line saying, "Why when you get rich, it's easy for a girl to call rape."
Exactly, bro.
Who said that?
Gunna. In his song. He just came out with that line. Bro. I felt that line too.
Nah, yeah, because it's real, dog. Like, it's so real, man. Like,
Nicole, she get you a little
shot.
Yeah, she get you a shot with who?
With the Denver Broncos.
Okay, so how does it go? How the whole?
All right, so I ended up signing on as a free agent with the Denver Broncos. Man, it was crazy watching the draft, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I wanted my name to get called.
Right,
so bad.
Yeah, I wanted it so bad, bro. It was kind of heartbreaking for me to see my mom them not hear my name get called, but for me, I mean, I talked it up to the game, and I figured it wasn't gonna happen. You get what I'm saying? But just for them.
Too much always the like.
Yeah, too much led up to it. Like my whole life, I've been at the top of my game. You get what I'm saying?
Then bam, the ideal part right there is that draft.
Exactly, bro. Like that's what you've been waiting on your whole life, bro. To hear your name called on TV.
It's like making it, but that draft is
it's
what
the draft though. Make it solidified. Yeah, man. So
I get you.
Because then you're not as disposable too.
No, you're not, and that's another thing. That's what I'm finna get into. Like,
all right, talk to me then.
Yeah. That's what I was finna get into. So like, when you get drafted in the NFL, you're guaranteed a spot on the team. They cannot cut you after
whatsoever.
At least until your contract is up. You get what I'm saying? You're pretty much. You got a better chance of making that team than not a freshman, but a rookie coming in as a free agent because they have spent their money on you. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying?
The top dollar.
You the top dollar. You get what I'm saying? If we decided to call your name while you on TV and call your name in this draft, you're worth spending our money on. You get what I'm saying? Now when you go into free agent, it's way more avenues you got to go now. Yeah, people say it's best you go in as a free agent, which low key is kind of true. You get what I'm saying? But because you can pick which team you want to go to. If they tell you they interested in you, you have several teams, and then you pick one team.
I see that.
You get what I'm saying? And then now you can go there.
But if you get drafted to a team, then you stuck there for however long until they trade you, cut you, or whatever. Yeah. Contract run out.
Yeah, contract run out. So I ended up picking the Broncos. Then too, my friend Corey, he was there. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So me and Corey, we done played.
So that's who you picked, and who else you had?
The Seahawks. I had the Seahawks. But at the time, the Broncos had just won the Super Bowl. I wasn't really thinking about it like that, bro. Like, these boys don't win the Super Bowl.
I'm going.
I wasn't really thinking about it right. But at the same time, like, for me personally, bro, like, I feel like a lot of decisions I made was just off of my first experience decisions because I don't have nobody else in my family.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. Right. And I ain't got nobody else in my family that done went through what I went through at that time to be able to go back to for advice. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So then the big homie was there.
Yeah, he was there, but at the time, like, we hadn't talked to each other for a minute though because he was in the NFL doing this thing. I wasn't finna be bugging him all the time. You get what I'm saying? I was letting him live his life. You get what I'm saying? Right. I wasn't finna be bugging my dog like that. But still, when I got there, he was there though. Like, I got a chance to talk to him a lot about a lot of stuff because he ended up getting drafted in the 7th round. After the year he tore his pec, he ended up going in the 7th round. And so when I ended up getting in there, we had 4 rookie linebackers. But it was crazy, bro. They used to always team up with this guy named D. Sankey, man. He used to always be like pretty much just tagging along with me and everything because they always teamed us up with each other. I couldn't stand them, though. I couldn't stand that, bro, because I used to be like, dog, I'm not trying to be your friend, bro. Like, I'm trying to make this team, bro. Like, at the end of the day.
I'm not even solidified.
Right. Like, because that's really like what it is. Like, you go in the free agent, you're not even solidified. Yeah, you have NFL by your name, but you're not really on that team, dog. At the end of the day,
you a stepchild.
You're a stepchild. Like, you're disposable. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to go out there and make a name for yourself. And then too, for me, I feel like my biggest thing was I wasn't used to playing special teams either. You get what I'm saying? My whole life, I ain't never been a special team player. But you know how ballers be. You playing football growing up, bro.
Any sport.
If you playing football, bro. Like, if you playing special teams,
true. That's true.
Like,
you feel like you automatically suck.
You suck.
You automatically feel that way.
Yeah, like it makes you feel that way. But when it come down to making money in the NFL, bro, it really don't matter.
It's a business.
It's a business now. You get what I'm saying? Like, you got to think about it like that. Like, you're in the NFL. It's a business. It's not about cool points. It's not about none of that stuff. You get what I'm saying? You on special team, you making money. You still in the NFL. You got players that play in the NFL for like 8, 9, 10 years probably off special
teams.
Only
playing special teams.
Playing special teams. You get what I'm saying? Factory. Those are key.
So what type of money does a special team player get?
I mean, it depends on what his contract is at the time. I mean, shoot, he can make some money. You get what I'm saying? But
over the years, you're going to make
some money.
After the money, you're going to make some money, yeah.
Because, special teams
not really just talking about kickers. We talking about, like, those
the
special
gunners
teams.
and
the
like,
gunners and the L3 and the R3. Them dudes just running down on kickoff and stuff like that.
Yeah, the ones that chase them. Yeah.
They call them gunners.
Well, the gunners is
I don't know what none of that is.
The gunners is the punt return. The punt team. It's the punt team.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're on the punt team,
the receivers,
the gunners, the receivers, they ran it down there. So, like, if you kicking the ball from, like, you punting the ball and you on the 40 or something, or the 50, 55, you kicking it down to the 10, 20, and you trying to get that bounce to roll and drop right on the 1 yard line. And you always see the little skinny guys running around and they put their heels on the goal line. They catch the ball or they block it and keep it down on the 1.
So they can.
Yeah. The fast guys is going to run down there. You get what I'm saying?
So was this NFL experience a good experience for you, man? Like overall?
Yeah, it was a good experience overall. But
how long did you stay in the NFL?
I was there from I want to say May to like the end of the preseason shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like right before the season started, they cut me. Yeah,
so after they cut you, you ain't think about like trying to go play like arena, XFL, any of that kind of stuff? Nah.
No.
Just wasn't feeling it. Huh?
I wasn't feeling it.
I mean, you didn't even try to reach out to nobody else, like the Seahawks.
I did, but I mean, my agents did at the time, but I mean, I don't think nobody was messing with me because I didn't get no phone calls. I don't know if I got any phone calls or not. You get what I'm saying? Like I didn't hear back from nobody. CFL, they wanted me to come do that, but bro, I'm like stubborn, bro. Like when it come down to certain stuff, so I was just
you were supposed to be at.
Yes, bro. So I pretty much just like had that mindset, like if I ain't playing in the NFL, I ain't playing football no more. I could do something else. You get what I'm saying? So that's how it pretty much went.
Wow. Hey man, y'all hear the story, man. Y'all gotta pay attention. Little details matter. Matter. Yeah. Sucks. So
I'm gonna be wrapping my head around this all day after this, boy. Because this is heavy.
Tough.
A lot of lessons, man.
Yeah. But hey, man, he broke the adversity, man. He came through, so
yeah,
everything don't go as planned. I mean,
everything don't go as planned. But one thing I want to say to like young people, bro, like always just continue to fight what you think is right. You get what I'm saying? Cause like I tell people all the time, like when I tell you my life story and the stuff I did and what I had to go through as far as like getting accused of something to that caliber and then still holding my head up and still being able to come back and show face, you know what I'm saying? And still make it to the NFL.
And still live in the town.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
That was big, though. You came back and showed that.
A lot of people wouldn't never been able to do that, bro. Like, they just show you how strong I am, bro. I'm from South Dallas.
He love that South Dallas, y'all.
Hey, represent, man. Cowboys. Straight up. Hey, man, I'm from South Dallas.
That's what's up, man. Great.
We done seen it all.
I really wanted y'all to hear this man's story, man, because like I work with him, and like I've heard it numerous times, and I ask it all the time because I just can't always wrap my mind about how kind of bad it went for my dog, because knowing the kind of player he was, the caliber. So I had to bring him to this show so y'all can kind of get an understanding of both sides of everything that goes on in this sports world. You feel me? Like, so it doesn't go good for everybody, even the ones it should. So
at the end of the day, your story applies in football, basketball,
you feel me?
Hockey, you name it. So there's a lesson to be learned in everything, and we appreciate you coming through and dropping that knowledge, man. That's gems, big gems.